Hi, friends. I hope your Holy Week is going well. Today is Maundy Thursday, a special day on the Christian calendar. Maundy Thursday commemorates the Last Supper that Jesus ate with his disciples. Now, this Last Supper itself was a celebration of the Passover. It was a feast or a Seder meal that was observed by the Jewish people every year to help them remember the time when God freed them from their slavery in Egypt. The enslaved Israelites were to sacrifice a lamb and put the blood of the lamb over their doorposts so that the angel of death would pass over their home during the last plague on Egypt. After that, Pharaoh told them to leave Egypt, but they had to leave so quickly that they couldn't wait for their bread to rise. And that's why they would use unleavened bread for the Passover feast. So as a Jew, it would have been a tradition of Jesus to celebrate the Passover feast each year. It would have been a meaningful part of his human experience, I believe. But on this last Passover that he celebrated, there was even more at stake. Jesus knew that his journey to the cross had already begun. He was well aware of the events that were coming and the suffering that he would endure, and also of the separation from his followers that would happen. And so the Seder meal became an opportunity for him to deliver a very important message to his closest followers. And here's what he told them. First of all, he told them to serve one another. He took up a servant's towel and washed their feet. And as he did so, he told them that this is what you should do for one another, to follow his example and to make themselves like servants. That's what it's like to be a part of God's kingdom. He told them to remember him. He gave them the elements of communion, the bread and the wine, and he told them to take them as a way of remembering his sacrifice for their forgiveness, a sign of the covenant between God and his people. This reminder would be so powerful that we still observe it today. Every time we take communion, we remember Jesus and what he did for us. And lastly, he told them to love each other. Here's what he said. So now I am giving you a new commandment. Love each other. Just as I have loved you, you should love each other. Your love for one another will prove to the world that you are my disciples. This was his last command. Maundy is actually taken from the Latin word for command, and so that's why we observe Maundy Thursday. Jesus' message that night was to serve, to remember, and to love. His last instructions to those who would have to carry on without his presence in the painful days ahead. He was going away, but his love would remain with them as long as they shared it with one another. So typically on this night, our church would hold a Seder service. We would eat some of the traditional Passover foods like lamb and bitter herbs and matzah. And we would remember the sacrifice of Jesus with communion. We would serve each other, possibly even with symbolic hand or foot washing. And most of all, we would love each other. I'm really missing that celebration today. But do you know what? Jesus' command still stands, even when we can't be together. We can still celebrate Maundy Thursday this year. We just do it in a different way. So I want to encourage you today, as a part of your celebration this Holy Week, this Maundy Thursday, to show love to the people around you. Maybe that's somebody in your home that you could do something especially loving for. Or maybe there's a neighbor or a relative who you could show love to. That might be mowing their lawn for them, or picking up groceries, or leaving a plant at someone's door, or writing a note, even sending a text message to say, I love you and I'm praying for you today. You see, we can celebrate the spirit of this day by showing the love of Christ, even when we're not together. We keep his commandment to love others just as he loved us. Can you do that? Sure you can. Have a blessed Maundy Thursday, everyone. Know that you are loved, and may the world see his love in us. By the way, be sure to check out our YouTube page tomorrow for a Good Friday reflection from our associate pastors. And join us for a celebration of the resurrection this Sunday at 10. We'll see you soon.